Hey y'all, I am back. Hey y'all, I know it's been a minute, but I'm back. Y'all know how I do it. Still working on being consistent, but in full disclosure, I've been working on a few things. Namely, I have been working with the city of Prairie View on having a tourism contract with them. More on that later, and could you wish a girl luck? Also, it might sound a little airish. My fan is on. I listened to the playback. I think it's okay, but let me know in the comments if it was somewhat distracting. Housekeeping items. Always share the podcast with your friends, families, and foes. And if you are following me on cubicle_dweller, you know that I have merch available and I'm adding more merch weekly. The link to the store will be in the podcast notes as always. All of the links that I have will be in the show notes. I'm also on YouTube, so subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. As I said, all of the links will be included. You can buy me a coffee, subscribe to the YouTube, subscribe to the Instagram, and shout outs to those who have purchased merch. And now it's time for the mantra. I was kind of thinking about not doing a mantra because it's a little different. The show is a little different than normal. It doesn't have anything to do with the with the mantra, or maybe it does, but this is the mantra for the episode. Fear of failure does not hold me back. Wow, everything that I have going on with this one really resonates with me. I don't want to live a life of regret, so I'm going to give it the old college try, irrespective of the outcome. You fail when you don't even attempt it. So let's say it together, boys and girls. Fear of the unknown does not hold me back. Breathe it in. Feel it in your soul. Do you have a dream? Are you working on your dream? Don't allow fear of failing to hold you back. So now that I'm thinking about it, this one actually does kind of have something to do with the episode today. So hopefully in the near future, I plan on staying in Italy for a couple of months, either under the tourist visa, the long stay visa, or the digital nomad visa. My stay is definitely, the visa that I'm going to apply for is definitely based on how long I want to stay. I am actually in the process of applying for my digital nomad visa. It got me to thinking about how I would handle things back in the States, being gone for that long, and other questions folks have asked me about travel and traveling abroad. So I decided to share with you some tips and things I've learned and figured out through the years. So I guess that could be like fear of failure doesn't hold me back, because thinking about like fear of maybe somebody scared to go abroad. I have a few friends that at least were scared to travel abroad and things of that sort. So I guess it kind of all does tie to it. But anyway, let's talk about apps, baby. Guys, I know I can be a little bit of a goofball, but anyway. This should be a no-brainer, but if you're going to a country and you don't know the language, you should definitely have a translator app on your phone. I personally use Microsoft Translator. I believe that any good translator app should give you the capability to download the foreign language on your phone so you can translate even without cell service. If your translator app doesn't have that functionality, it's probably not the right app. And any of these apps, guys, or services that I mentioned, I am no way affiliated with them. However, if any of you guys are listening that are affiliated with them, hook your girl up. I would love to advertise for you guys. So now we're going to talk about maps you can use offline. The offline map of choice was Map.me. I used it for a bit and I found it to be a little bit difficult to use. I now use Here We Go. To me, it's easier to use. I haven't used it abroad, but I have used it locally and it actually works perfectly. phone apps you can use over Wi-Fi. Now, I know many people use WhatsApp for that, but if I'm not mistaken, the other party has to have WhatsApp too. So I use an app called Text Plus. For about $2, it doesn't need to have the app. They can also call you at their local number when you're abroad, and it's a free call. I've been using it for years when I was abroad, and it works like a charm. Full disclosure, I love you, Mom, but my mom is not tech savvy, so to have her like download WhatsApp and do all that kind of stuff is not going to work. But we communicate very effectively using Text Plus. Music. So I'm assuming that most people use something like Spotify. But if you're looking for a free equivalent, try Treble, and that's Trebel. There is a subscription, half of what you pay for Spotify, if you don't want ads. But it does allow you to download songs and build a playlist just like you would in Spotify. It plays like one ad before it plays your playlist. Just make sure you use the app a few times before you leave to build up coins. Although I'm not altogether sure what the coins are for, but I think they have something to do with playback. I know somebody who downloaded it and they didn't use it before they left, and so they got a few more ads than normal. So I think if you I have 30 gazillion coins, and so when I use Treble, it plays one ad before it plays your song, and then it plays this is the only time you get I can play my entire playlist without any other apps. So, but it's a very nifty app to use offline as well, guys. Full disclosure, again, sometimes with technology, I feel like I'm late to the party. And this is another one that I feel like I'm late to the party on. So, I am looking for a traveling SIM card, and apparently there's a thing called the eSIM. I have never heard of this, and of course, my phone isn't compatible. But boys and girls, there's a workaround. There are a couple of companies that provide the workaround service, which entails a physical SIM, and then connecting that SIM to the app, and then if you have the eSIM, you connect the eSIM to the app. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm definitely interested in learning more about it and trying it out. Boys and girls, if y'all know something about this eSIM, drop down in the comments and let your girl know, because I feel like somehow or another I've slept on this one. So guys, now let's talk about services. If you plan on traveling, especially if you plan on traveling long term, maybe not so much if you're doing your regular 1 to 2 week vacation, but if you're planning on bopping around Europe for a month or so, this is a good conversation to have. So if you plan on traveling abroad long term, there may be some services you want to cancel or pause whilst you are away, and some that you might want to add. What do you do about your cell phone? If you're going to be abroad for a few months, you won't need your cell service in the streets. But what if your cell phone provider doesn't offer pausing your cell service, but you want to keep your number? Use services like Park My Phone or Number Barn to hold your numbers for a couple of dollars a month. These plans don't offer minutes, but is an inexpensive way to save your number whilst you bop around Europe for a few months or longer. So basically how they work is you transfer your number over to them. You'll pay a couple of dollars a month, literally $2 or $3, and it just holds your number. It gives if people call you, it gives them a message whatever, this phone isn't accepting calls or whatever that. For a few more dollars, maybe $5 a month, you can actually set up a personalized voice message that says whatever you want it to say. And I think with either of the services they can leave messages, but definitely, like I said, for $5 a month, you can leave a personalized message, and it definitely comes with the voicemail services and things of that sort. You also want to make sure you have a VPN provider. There are actually a few good ones for no cost. Drop your favorite VPN provider in the comments. You also might want to think about pausing or canceling your streaming services and Prime while you're away. Packing. So this is generally how I pack, regardless if I'm traveling domestic or abroad. My personal item is a backpack. It's my personal favorite. It's what I use as my personal item when I board planes, XYZ. It's also very helpful in incidences where my suitcase might be overweight. Like, oftentimes, this has happened to me a few times when I go visit my baby niece in Arizona. I buy too much. Then my suitcase is like borderline, almost full. I have had to leave stuff in Arizona, unfortunately, because I just couldn't get it down like to the luggage weight. But I also will transfer things into my backpack, like clothes and stuff like that, which then lightens, the weight of my backpack. It is also useful when I'm paddling around town. I carry my snacks and my water, and I also like toss my souvenirs in the backpack, so I'm pretty much hands free while I'm around town, like shopping or whatever. I just I don't know where I was going, guys. I write everything down, so not quite sure where I would go with that. But another useful item to carry in your backpack is a reusable shopping bag. Many countries are doing away with grocery bags, and quite frankly, you may already have a reusable shopping bag at home. Just toss it in your backpack. It comes in handy when you are making a quick run to the corner store down the street from your hotel. Trust me, you won't be sorry. I found this out when I was actually in Austin. They've been like done away with plastic bags at stores, and also I found this out when I went to Cancun. Stopped at the little corner store and I had to buy. Well, I didn't have my backpack with me, unfortunately, at that moment. But I ended up buying like a little reusable bag for like 10 pesos or whatever. I actually bought a really nifty one. I think it was at Dollar Tree or something like that. So it was like $1.25, and it comes in its own little like bag or whatever. And I just tossed it in my backpack. I mean, again, but I have a couple of other ones like at the house, but you don't need to buy one. Obviously, you don't need to buy one specifically for your trip. Just find one at your house and make sure you toss it in the bag, or just always have your backpack with you. That also works as well. Now, ladies, I understand you may still want to carry a purse when we get to our destination. For that, I either pack like my little crossbody or a small little purse that doesn't take up much room. I usually put it in my backpack or my luggage. Continuing with packing, I also use capsule wardrobing to help with packing, whether domestically or internationally. I don't like for my luggage to be heavy. A capsule wardrobing helps with that. Just Google capsule wardrobing for travel to help you with ideas on how to pack. Plus, if you are traveling long term, you can also just do a little bit of laundry. And you also won't want to overpack because you want to ensure that you have space for your souvenirs. And again, I'm talking about weight. So also don't forget to invest in a travel scale. Trust me, again, it is definitely worth it. So, some common sense things you definitely shouldn't forget about. Make sure you have enough medication to last you during the duration of your trip. Make sure you get the necessary vaccinations. Make sure you notify the bank of your travels. I would hate for anyone not to be able to use their cards abroad. Make sure you purchase travel insurance. This is so handy. I've never had to use it, but I'm always... So, I'm going to wrap this up for you guys. I feel like I've talked a lot and enough. So, if you have stayed abroad long term, tell me if I left anything out. Tell me what you think about my list, boys and girls. And again, until next time, happy and safe travels.